Sambit Patra taking on Brajesh Kalappa of the Congress and Kapil Mishra of the Aam Aadmi Party. Kapil Mishra, you're making your debut appearance on the Newshour tonight, so we'll start with you. Kapil, tell Sambit tonight, what exactly is your problem? What is your problem if Kalam's bungalow is given to another minister as a residence? What is the problem?
See, it's not about me telling Sambit. It is about people need to have a memorial of Dr. Kalam Sahab in Delhi. People from all across the world will come to India and they would like to find out what are his teachings, what are the memories that we are preserving. And packing everything and sending back to Rameshwaram, they don't even have a place there in Rameshwaram to preserve all this. I am not saying you just give a particular bungalow. I'm saying if you do not have resources, if you don't have space, just let us know. Don't send things back like this. I think India deserves a good memorial of Dr. Kalam Sahab, and we all need, and Delhi can afford it. I think what was the hurry? And why to Mr. Mahesh Sharma? I think he was the only one who was not making right kind of statements after the death of Dr. Kalam.
So who should it be given
I don't know what kind of message.
One second. Kapil, who should it be given to? Arvind Kejriwal. Arvind wants the bungalow.
I'm saying Delhi should have a memorial of Dr. Kalam Sahab. His documents, his books, his veena, all those things should be preserved in Delhi.
But
we can have a knowledge center.
Memorial.
We can have a... Yes,
but you can't have memorials anymore. You know that. Okay, Sambit Patra. Sambit Patra, he says give it to anyone. But first of all, he says don't give it to anyone. He says give it to anyone, but don't give it to the culture minister Mahesh Sharma. Now that, after all, Mahesh Sharma hasn't covered himself with glory recently, has he? You know, he's a rabble-rousing communal type. It is a disturbing thought that the man will be living in a house once occupied by President Kalam. Go ahead, Sambit. It is a disturbing thought. I'm sure it is disturbing to you as well.
First and foremost, let me make some just a second. Let me make some extremely technical points which are very essential to clear the air. Number one, as far as whether Mr. Mahesh Sharma is entitled for a Type 8 bungalow or not, it's very essential that I read out the reports. I have with me the Minister's Residences Amendment Rules 2007, dated 7th July 2007. And this is what the report says. The report says, Subclause rule number 1, the following sub-rule shall be substituted to the 1962 rules, and the subclause is the cabinet ministers and ministers of state shall be allotted Type 5 accommodation subject to availability and in that order.
Sambit, this is not about some technical argument. Sambit, 1 second. Not about some technical argument.
Because
Sambit, suppose I were to ask you. Suppose I were to ask. No, don't make technical argument. Technical argument mat kijiye. Let me give you the other argument. Please be open to it. Today, if I were to say, Brajesh, I'm coming to you, I see your hand raised, but I want to raise this with Sambit, that you have decided to allot former President APJ Abdul Kalam's bungalow to a man who has reduced, who has belittled, and who has insulted the former president's entire legacy to the confines of his religious identity. You know what he said? He said, मैं समझता हूं कि औरंगजेब कोई आदर्श नहीं थे, प्रेरणा स्रोत ही प्रेरक हो सकता है। औरंगजेब रोड का भी नाम बदलकर एक ऐसे महापुरुष के नाम पर किया है जो मुसलमान होते हुए भी इतना बड़ा राष्ट्रवादी और मानवतावादी इंसान था। एपीजे अब्दुल कलाम, व्हाट डज ही मीन बाय सेइंग मुसलमान होते हुए भी, which means despite being a Muslim, Kalam was a humanist. Despite being a Muslim. See, my problem is that this man, Mahesh Sharma, who is going to live in the house where Kalam lived, said that despite being a Muslim, Kalam was a nationalist, as if Muslims cannot be nationalists. Now that is a man who has therefore destroyed the legacy of Kalam and reduced it only to his being Muslim, and there also made a sweeping comment that Muslims cannot by nature therefore be nationalists. That is the problem. Now, Brajesh Kalappa wants to come in from the other side. You'll have to look at it that way, not only technically.
Let me answer you.
No, he said that.
Let me answer you.
No, he said that.
Brajesh jumps in, let me answer you.
No,
No. Listen, there are two parts to this debate. Number one, the comments made by Mr. Mahesh Sharma.
Then you can respond to both.
Now here is a person.
Please use Mr. Kalam to a bungalow.
Brajesh, I'll come to you. Let him respond to this. You respond after that.
The bungalow in Rajaji Marg is not Mr. Kalam. And secondly, by this logic, Mrs. Indira Gandhi should not have been allowed to live in India because she was the imposer of emergency. She was fighting against the very ethos of Mahatma Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi was a savior of democracy in India, and Indira Gandhi was a murderer of democracy of India. So by that ethos, Indira Gandhi should have been packed away from India. She should not have been allowed to stay in India by that logic of ours. So what does Mr. Brajesh Kalappa has to say?
No, you didn't answer
by that
my
standard, Rajiv Gandhi should have been packed away from India. He was a murderer of 3,506.
You didn't answer
Mr. Rajiv Gandhi was a murderer.
But you didn't answer.
Murderer of 3,506. Why did this murderer stay in India, Mr. Brajesh Kalappa? Why the murderer of 6 not packed away from India? Why?
You didn't answer my question. You threw it to Brajesh Kalappa. Respond,
Why was Mr. Rajiv Gandhi awarded a house, a residence in India?
Yeah.
When he was a murderer? Why was a murderer allowed to stay in India?
Arnab,
yes,
unfortunately what has happened over the last few debates I've been seeing, poor Sambit Patra has lost his equanimity and totally. Because he doesn't want to address any issues of the debate.
Why?
He wants to go to issues of 30-40 years ago and then try to instigate me and try to respond. So I don't want to respond. I don't want to respond. I don't want to respond.
Gandhi was responsible.
I don't want to respond to lunacy on your show. I don't want to respond to lunacy on your show.
You don't have a response.
Sambit, let him reply. Sambit, let him reply. And in order to channelize the debate back on track, one second. Sambit, 1 second. I let him reply. Two things. Two things. Let him reply. In order to channelize the debate back on track, because we can call each other this, that, murderers, slaughterers, etc. The argument being made by Sambit is this. One, the fact is he says no rules have been violated to give Mahesh Sharma his accommodation. He's answered technically and then he's thrown the ball in your court. Brajesh Kalappa's turn. Sambit Patra respond only after Brajesh completes. Brajesh.
Okay.
Arnab, insofar as Mahesh Sharma is concerned, this is not the only time he has defiled and denigrated the Dr. Kalam. You know, by saying that despite his being a Muslim, he was a humanist, he has of course defiled and denigrated the memory of a very great son of India. And this great son of India was not just a missile man, he was an educationist, he was a thinker par excellence, he was somebody who inspired India. And this kind of a person, his memory requires to be kept up there and not denigrated by as being the residence of a person who defiled it. This is almost like Arnab, because you know this house has been allotted just prior to Diwali.
Mr. Kalam to be the president of India. Do you know that? The Congress did not want Mr. Kalam to be the president of India when BJP wanted that Mr. Kalam should be the president of India for a second time. Should all the congressmen be evacuated of India? So should all the congressmen be evacuated of India? No, answer this question.
One minute, Sambit, let me complete.
The Congress party did not want, and one of your spokespersons went to the extent of commenting that Mr. Kalam is an agent of BJP. Do you remember? Or should I name the spokesperson?
You know, unfortunately, what has happened is, Sambit, that you have lost your equanimity and lost your equanimity completely.
No. It's not that I have lost my equanimity. Nowadays I am pointing the mirror towards the culprits, and the culprits are furious.
Is going to win you brownie points with the audience, because the audience is seeing through your arguments. The audience is thinking just now
the audience
that
knows,
what's wrong with this
man? The audience knows, and they have shown you. They have shown you the place of 44. The audience knows.
So please,
don't worry.
Please. I mean, Sambit, come. Sambit, If we are reduced to 44, you will be reduced to 2 next time. So please hold your horses. See, I am only trying to make one point. I'm only trying to make one point. That this house has been allocated.
You were the ones who were opposing to the candidature of Mr. Kalam as the President of India.
Arnab, if he doesn't want me to speak, I won't speak.
Did you not oppose him?
I won't speak, then leave it.
You don't have the answer. You don't have, yes, leave this. You should leave this because you don't have a point. You make every non-issue an issue. Why a minister should be allotted a quarter? Why few people are returning their awards? Just because you have nothing pertinent to point towards. You have all these non-issues cropping up as issues. That's why you should better leave the debate rather than trying to make a non-issue a debate. And as far as Kapil Mishra ji, namaste, because you have come for the first time to Newshour. My question is, you were saying that 10 Rajaji marks should be made a memorial. My question is, should we go against the Supreme Court's verdict? The Supreme Court, I have all technicalities with me. The Supreme Court on 5th, 7th,
why are you hiding behind technicalities, Sambit?
No memorials.
Sambit, why are you going
Supreme
technical?
Court is not technicality,
No,
sir.
why are you going technical? No, Sambit, 1 minute. Sambit, am I being technical with you? I'm not.
Court is the law of the land.
1 minute. Sambit, I can tell you today, if you want to be technical, I can say Government of India, through its decision on 18th October 2014, imposed a total ban on conversion of government bungalows to memorials of the departed leaders. Supreme Court, through their verdict on 5th July 2013, in the matter of SD Bundy versus Divisional Traffic Officer, Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation and others, held the view that no government bungalow should be converted to a memorial. So for your kind information, I have more information than you. Don't try and impress me with information. Now come to the point. The point is this. The point is not technical.
So should I not talk about the Supreme Court?
I said
should I not talk about
a technical argument.
My point,
should I not follow the Supreme Court
May I complete my point?
Again you are going
because
on.
This man was just bambooling me.
If the Supreme Court
complete my point now. Why don't you turn his volume off?
No, I won't turn anyone's volume off.
I'll not follow the Supreme Court.
Okay, Sambit, he wants to counter you against Brajesh Kalapa. Please, Sambit, don't heckle him right now. Please, yes. Brajesh Kalapa wants to respond. Please let him respond.
No,
Go ahead.
I will not. I will not. He's a dear friend.
See, Arnab, the only point I want to make is, Arnab, and why I brought this issue of Diwali coming around the corner is, you know, young children in the West, they always try to see to it that they are good boys till the next Christmas, since Santa Claus is going to give them some kind of a, reward when Christmas comes. Just like that, you know, you remember that Mr. Modi had made a similar statement when he went to Bangladesh, and he referred to the Bangladesh president, and he said that despite being a woman, you're a strong woman. So just like that, the point is that Mr. Mahesh Sharma had made a series of statements, all of them which are intended to hurt one community, one religion, one person or another. And all of these, statements he had made, this is the final reward for it, because this house, which Mr. Lutyens himself stayed in, Arnab, this house which Lutyens built with great love, is today going to a person who's just an MOS.
So what?
Who's just an MOS. You must remember, that there was an affidavit. There was an affidavit filed. There was an affidavit filed by the Union of India. By the Union of India in the case of Ambika Soni and Kumari Selja.
So what?
Where the Union of India took a stand that no, they are not entitled to this kind of house. Now, how does a person who is not even a cabinet minister, just a mere minister of state, how does he get a house?
I'm sorry. No. Brajesh Kalapa. Brajesh Kalapa, the problem with you is Brajesh Kalapa, 1 minute. Brajesh Kalapa, 1 minute. 1 minute.
Can I say something here?
1 minute. Kapil has to be given a chance to come into the debate, please. Otherwise, both of you are taking over the debate. The question is right now, and I just want to make one quick observation here. Bhai, get over your memorial culture. India has had the privilege of having 12 very distinguished individuals as its presidents. Do you propose that the government of the day convert each house that they lived in Lutyens, Delhi through their lives to a memorial? I mean, please, with utmost respect to President Kalam, who we have the greatest of regards for, the fact is that a government house does not belong to one particular person. And I would like to place on record that it was in that house, it was in that particular house I had the privilege of interviewing President Kalam right after he retired. And when we spoke, in an informal manner, he said, this is too big a house for me. This is exactly what he told me after the interview. He said, this is too big a house for me. So the fact is a government bungalow cannot be tied to an individual. You understand the point? Forget the memorial culture. Kapil, forget the memorial. You're a young leader. Forget the memorial culture. Kapil.
See, First of all, I think we are diverting from the debate. Debate is not about 10 Rajaji Marg. Debate is about the way things have been packed and sent back to Rameshwaram. All the books, all the documents, including the Veena, everything. I think we need to plan about how are we going to preserve those memories and how are we going to ensure
You're
that
politicizing Kalam. You're politicizing Kalam, Kapil.
No, what is
Kapil, you are politicizing Kalam.
Since morning they were saying that
ultimately, Arnav, I would like to say one thing.
Since morning, these are the very
whose memories will be preserved and whose memories will be erased. It is always a political decision. It has been a political decision every time. Whose memories we will celebrate, whose memories will be erased. It has been a political decision every time in this country. And I think it was a political decision that there was a deadline given, 31st October. By 31st October, everything has to be packed and sent back to Rameshwaram. It was a political decision. Why this decision was taken in the first place?
But are you doing politics over Kalam?
What is your point?
No, 1 second.
I would like to say, no.
Can I take a break? I'll take a break. 1 sec. I take a break. Please prepare your replies, Sambit Patra, Brajesh Kalapa and Kapil. Prepare your replies. At this stage, I have one question. Are we doing politics over Kalam? Would Kalam have appreciated this kind of political debate over what happens to a house he himself felt was too large for him? Back to this debate. Who's politicizing Kalam in just a few minutes? Prepare your replies, gentlemen. 12 minutes on the debate, Brajab. Now the charge is therefore of insulting Kalam. It's gone one step further of insulting Kalam. 1 second, Brajesh wants to respond to that. Now you're taking it further. Brajesh Kalapa, please. And then Sambit respond. Please, let's make this quick. Brajesh.
Arnab, with great humility, I'd like to ask you that let Sambit have his point, but after mine, but let him not intervene, let him not speak through. The only point I want to make, Arnab, in this is that, look, today the house which has been allocated, the house in which Dr. Kalam stayed in, the house in which now Mahesh Sharma is probably going to stay in, and hopefully, wisdom will dawn on the government and not let him stay in the house. But the point is that this house doesn't belong to Mahesh Sharma or to the government. It belongs to all of us. Now, if Mr. Mahesh Sharma has a view that children or girls are not allowed to go in the night, do the girls approve of Mahesh Sharma staying in this house? Now, second, supposing Mr. Mahesh Sharma has said that all kinds of westernized influences will be cut out. Is he going to cut out our television? Is he going to cut out our computers? Because both of these were invented by the Westerners. Now, if he's going to say this, do people who use a color television or a computer accept that Mahesh Sharma should stay in this house? Further on, he goes on to say that cultural cleansing will clean everything. Everything from the Ganga.
So your problem is with Mahesh Sharma getting the house.
Arnab, that every
your problem. Define your problem. Brajesh, at this stage, I want you to define your problem. I want you to define your problem. I want you to define your problem. What is your problem? Is your problem that there is no memorial being, that there should be a memorial, or is it the problem with Mahesh Sharma? Define your problem. Is it for a memorial or against Mahesh Sharma? Define your problem. Define it.
Look,
define it.
Don't even know their problems.
Define it.
Look, the point, Arnab, is that the Indian National Congress has taken a stand against memorials. Memorials. But if the government of the day intends to have memorials, they can only have a cabinet decision and overturn the decision of the UPA to have a memorial.
Then
so we're not coming in the way. But I'm only saying today to allocate this house to Mahesh Sharma is totally, it's the antithesis of everything.
Let me tell you my view. Let me tell you my view. Let me tell you my view before I turn it to Sambit, please. I am of the view that large, unbelievably large, audacious bungalows in the heart of Delhi should be put to better use. This is a country where people die homeless. 33,000 people die homeless between 2004 and 2015. Instead of asking for a memorial, propose a home for the homeless. 20,19,373 illiterate people are there in the national capital. Instead of asking for a memorial for Kalam, which I am sure Kalam himself would not have liked, say there should be a school in the 2-floored bungalow in Lutyens, Delhi. Please be logical in your demand. Be anti-memorial in your demand now. Sambit responds. Sambit on Mahesh Sharma. Anyone but Mahesh.
What about a library?
What about a library? What about a hospital?
Can I come in?
What about a hospital? Mahesh Sharma is the issue.
First discuss with Sonia Gandhi and then come what you want to make there. Don't come
please, no personal barbs.
By the standards, by no by standards of what Mr. Brijesh Kalappa has pointed towards the fact that Mahesh Sharma, by these standards, should not be allocated any building or this particular bungalow. I would say Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi should not be staying anywhere in Delhi.
Okay.
He should not be staying anywhere.
Arnab.
Because, no,
okay.
I'm just diverting from the issue.
If Mr. Mahesh Sharma made a few comments and that's the reason as to why he should not be allotted any bungalow, Mr. Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who is a member of parliament and who is a spokesperson for the Congress, should not be having a house in Delhi by those standards. Now I'm going to ask a very serious question to the Congress spokesperson.
Go on,
this
quickly.
Is a letter with me, 7th January 2015.
What letter?
This is the first allocation letter of Mr. Mahesh Sharma. This allocation letter was for a bungalow 7 Tyagraj Marg, which is a type 8 bungalow. Do you know who did not vacate for 6 months despite the fact that the government kept on saying...
Go on, name him.
Arnab, I would like to say something.
Name him.
Mr. Muniappa, the Congress member of parliament who was a MOS MOS in
What's
the UPA
the point? What's the relevance?
To vacate that house.
Arnab, I would like to say something.
The point is, many of these UPA ministers previously, many of the UPA member of parliaments are not vacating their houses. Despite the fact that we have taken the whole thing.
What is the relevance to this? Answer the Mahesh Sharma question.
Answer the Mahesh Sharma question. Few other literary people and few other film fraternity
answer the awards. No, one second. Just one minute. Kapil, before you come in. The question is different. Here is a man who says, Kalam says, for great men, religion is a way of making friends. Small people make religion a fighting tool. Mahesh Sharma is a man who tries to justify the act of killing a Muslim man on the choice of his dinner on the reasoning of religion. That is also significant, sir. You can't say, no, let's not talk about all that, Sabit. You can't say, let's not talk about that. You get the point, right?
No.
You get the point. I think you get the point.
I'm going to take your question. I'm going to answer it. There are two parts to this debate, Mr. Goswami. One, the comments of Mr. Mahesh Sharma, which has been dissected and dissected in great details on your show, night after night for weeks altogether. Today, this discussion is about whether Mr. Mahesh Sharma is entitled to a Type 8 bungalow or not.
No, it's about the Kalam house.
And stay in the same place where Mr. Kalam
Kapil.
No, exactly. Whether he can... Does that mean that Mr. Kalam is a bungalow? No. Mr. Kalam is not just pieces of bricks and furniture.
No.
Mr. Kalam is 5 minutes on the debate. Than that.
5 minutes on the debate. You're still not answering the Mahesh Sharma question. Kapil is responding to you. I feel you're not still answering the Mahesh Sharma question.
Arnab, I would just like to ask...
5 minutes on the debate. Kapil is asking out a question. Go on, Kapil.
See, Sambit is saying there are ministers, ex-ministers of UPA who are not vacating the bungalow.
Right.
So they are staying there, but it is so easy for you to pack up everything of Dr. Kalam and send it back to Rameshwaram. It shows your priority. It shows your intentions. And that's why I'm saying it was a political decision to erase the memories of Dr. Kalam from New Delhi and to ensure that everything is sending back to Rameshwaram so that no one can preserve it. That's why you were not able to got those bungalows vacated. Why you were not able to got those bungalows vacated? What was the failure? And one more thing, who is running this government? Who is running this government? What are the priorities of this government? Who is the decision maker in this government?
Kapil, question taken.
What exactly are you doing?
Question taken. Time for the answer. Less than 4 minutes left. Less than 4 minutes left. Sambit is responding. 1 second. Kapil. 3.5 minutes left. Sambit is responding. Kapil, 3.5 minutes left. Sambit is responding. Sambit is responding next to Braja. Okay, Kapil.
Who is the decision maker in this government?
Point taken. Point taken, Sambit.
Don't reduce Mr. APJ Abdul Kalam into a commodity.
You have reduced him to a box. You have packed everything.
Don't try to appropriate him as a property. Don't try to appropriate him as a property.
No.
If you do that, we will remind you of the fact that we are the ones who made Mr. Kalam the president of this country. We are the ones who wanted to make him the second president of the country for a second time. Your cousin brothers from Congress were the ones who were opposing. Ask your cousin brother why he was opposing. Why they were opposing the candidature of Mr. Kalam. And today all of you are out in the open trying to appropriate the legacy of Mr. Kalam. That is not going to happen, dear friend.
खाली नहीं करा सकती, लेकिन कलाम साहब का बंगला खाली करा सकती है. What is your priority?
अरे मुनियप्पा जी का बंगला कोर्ट में है और आप लोग क्या बोल रहे हैं? आपको तो बंगला भी नहीं चाहिए था, हर जगह बंगला हड़प रहे हैं। आपको तो बंगला भी नहीं चाहिए था सर, और जहां बंगला देखते हैं वही हड़प लेते हैं।
मुद्दे की बात कर लेना,
बंगला का कहानी हमें मत बताइए।
नहीं,
बंगला नहीं लेंगे, तनख्वाह नहीं लेंगे, गाड़ी नहीं लेंगे, खाएंगे नहीं, खाली काम करेंगे। अभी खाली बंगला दो, पैसा दो, गाड़ी दो, काम नहीं करेंगे।
Next vacations of Mr. Modi, do you want to talk about where exactly is going after Bihar campaign?
Stop all these.
One second now, 1 second please. 1 second please. Now 1 second please. I'm now going to Brajesh Kalapa. No personal comments please on the program. No 1 second. I'm going to Brajesh Kalapa. The question here is this. Kapil, remain restricted to the subject. Question here is this. The argument being made by you, Brajesh, and by Kapil is that Kalam's memory is being insulted. Now, is that fair? The HRD ministry took the step of renaming the Rashtriya Avishkar Abhiyan after APJ Abdul Kalam. Wasn't that paying a tribute to him? Right? Not only this, the government has procured the land for the memorial, which is well underway, the project, to build a memorial to highlight Kalam's contribution, which includes A library, B museum, 3 meditation center in his hometown where it was laid to rest. Now you understand this. Now beyond this you can politicize it. Beyond this you can politicize it. Right? I'm sure this is greater. No, 1 second. One last statement. One last statement. This is much greater respect to Kalam than the Congress party showed to PV Narasimha Rao. Now please respond.
If today the BJP wants to show the slightest modicum of respect for Dr. Kalam, then the first thing they should do, Arnab, and Sambit is, trying to obfuscate by bringing in the name of Mr. Muniappa. If the BJP has the will, if it has reasonably good law officers, they should take the matter to court and have the matter settled to court. A year and a half later, after having come into power, they can't behave like wimps and cry that they are unable to do what they have to do by the law. Now, second issue is this, Arnab. Second issue is this, that insofar as Mr. Mahesh Sharma is concerned, insofar as Dr. Mahesh Sharma is concerned, he's not the
your friends.
He's not the culture minister for India. He's the vulture minister for India.
Okay.
And he is the vulture minister for India on the basis of everything that India stands for. The dead bodies of India's culture, its legacy, and its traditions are all being massacred, and the dead bodies are lying there. And Mr. Mahesh Sharma is hovering overboard. Now this is the kind of a man he is, and he's the one, if you remember, Arnab, when he went to Dadri, he says, look, be thankful that the girl was not touched. What does it reflect of the person? What does it say of a person, of the mindset of a person? Does such a person deserve to stay in the house of Dr. Kalam? This is the question I'd like to ask.
Well, I think I leave this question. I only want to point out to you there is a cabinet note dated which says there is an imposition on the ban of conversion of bungalows into memorials for departed leaders. Here on Times Now, we've categorically taken a position that memorial culture should stop. But I ask the viewers tonight after this heated debate, what do you think? Is this memorial debate a worthy debate? And what would Kalam have thought of it? Differing points of view. The hashtag is on your screen. I thank you 3 gentlemen for joining me on a heated but important debate number 2 on the Newshour tonight. Thank you.